things are not set in stone. This is what I'm with at the moment, and has been a nice mirror with all of my clients. When I do shamanic healings with all of my clients, I will mirror and reflect them so that I'm excuse me, so that I'm working on my own stuff at the same time, rather than this is how I would teach the medicine wheel, and how I teach the shamanic practitioner training is to come from a place of Anyi and balance. That this is we as a collective, rather than I'm the healer, I'm finished, I don't need to do any more work, and oh dear, you're broken and you need to learn and you need fixing and you really need to do what I've been doing. There's no power over paradigm when it comes to shamanic healing sessions. That is not the case. You don't need to be finished or healed as a healer. You are not doing anything. It's not about you as the healer. It's about your person on the couch. They have come to you with something that they want to speak to work through, and you are going to be a support mirror, because it will reflect whatever's going on in your space, and you will both get something out of it. That makes sense? Or it's something that you've alchemized yourself just recently, and you're like, okay, here we go. This has just been in my space, so I know exactly what to do. And it's a balanced thing rather than, does that make sense? Rather than a power over paradigm is power with. And that is how really, for me, integrity comes in a shamanic healing space. This is just us supporting each other. Nobody is better than. We are all working as a collective, working as a whole. And if you want to give something to yourself, you give it to another, because then it states to the universe that it's yours to give away. So it's a wonderful manifestation tool. Is if you want something to yourself, give it away, because it says to the universe, I have this, therefore it calls in more. But how did I start this video? I've gone on a tangent. And I wanted to say, oh yeah, things aren't set in stone. And it's a reminder for me at the moment, because lots of my clients have been challenged to move. And they're like, yeah, but isn't that... It's like decisions that they've made in their head, therefore like last forever and ever and ever. And that's like how it is. Like, yeah, but it's kind of... more about just honouring the now moment. And I kind of remind them, so let's say somebody else had told them no. Somebody else had said no to them, let's say. They had to receive a no. And then thinking, okay, that's no forever and ever and ever, and I'm totally rejected and they hate me and they've taken it really personally. I'm like, yeah, but it's just a no for now. Right? That person's no is their now moment reflection of how they are feeling now. It's a no for now, and you honour that. It's nothing to do with you. It's everything to do with them honouring themselves in that now moment. They've given their no. Great. And that's not taken personally. That you can be like, you can check in with them tomorrow. You can say, can I ask you again? You might get another no, you might not. You can ask them next week. You can ask them a slightly different question. You can rephrase it. It doesn't need to be, okay, ask once, receive a no. That's done. Things are renegotiable. You can give a different version of the deal. You can add in another flavour. You can say, well, what about this? You can re-question. You can renegotiate. It doesn't need to be things that have been decided that need to be forever. And things like, changing your diet or changing your values or changing your beliefs. It's like that can totally just honour the present moment. It doesn't need to be, I was taught these values as a kid, therefore that's set in stone for the rest of my life. Like, but that might change tomorrow or in an hour, and then it might change back. But how do you really know what your core values are if you don't explore other ones? If you don't step over here for a moment and contemplate this version of reality. Oh, and what would it mean? Okay, so they're saying that, and I'm going to question it because I think this. And it's just, your values don't have to be set in stone. You can try other ones on. If they don't fit, you can go back. It's like the idea that if you change your values, then suddenly that's going to identify you for the rest of your life. It's like, yeah, but if I then become a vegan or a vegetarian, I've been a vegetarian for 4 years, I can't eat meat now. And I say, why not? You could just have, if your body really craved it, just because it's the holistic or, it's part of the ayahuasca diet, doesn't mean that you can't have one bit of meat if your body is really craving whatever it is. It's like it might really need the B12. Have a day or two eating meat. And if you want to go back to vegetarian, it's okay. It's not like it's the whole 4 years then was going to be trashed or something. It's like things are renegotiable, and it's okay to change your now moment state. And for that to be honoured day by day, moment by moment, minute by minute. And you can decide that, and then you can decide that, and you can decide that, and decide that. I think where we find it difficult is we feel others are going to form opinions of us. Others are going to judge us. Others are going to make decisions based on how we show up now. But it's kind of like you can just remind them, I choose my present moment reality, so please don't make assumptions and decisions about me or who I am. I prefer for you to be open about who I am and just receive me in each now moment, because I'm going to be different day by day, moment by moment. And if we received each other in the present moment, then this would be easy. It's the fact that our society doesn't receive each other in the present moment that we have this weird belief that then things are set in stone. Our values, who we are, what we identify with, what we choose, that's set in stone. And it's like you're allowed to change and renegotiate, make new decisions, and for that not to be judged and held. You don't need to hold yourself ransom or take it personally. This is energies, archetypes moving, and it can be flexible and in flow.